The CM7 meta is shaping up to be incredibly front dominant, and this is for a good reason. Frontrunners right now offer both reliability and the benefit of completely controlling a lobby from start to finish. Bringing a Suzuka in CM7 is one of the most consistent ways to guarantee a fast-paced lobby, regardless of whether she lives to the end or runs out of stamina. A runaway Suzuka also stretches the field, forcing the lobby into a longer, spaced-out formation, which increases the distance lates and ends have to make up in the final stretch. On Tokyo-based tracks especially, frontrunners also create a zone near the end that Victoria Frontier has dubbed the Bermuda Triangle. This further controls the endgame of a lobby, and solidifies that lates and ends just can't catch up to the strong frontrunners leading the pack. In other words, Suzuka's existence sets the rules of the lobby regardless of what anyone else does. That last part is extremely important for champion meetings. You want to be able to dictate the course of a lobby and make sure that whatever somebody else does doesn't matter to you. Now, I was originally going to make a full video on running frontrunners in CM7, but my friend Ray has already done an excellent fully comprehensive guide on frontrunners for CM7, so if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. Link is in the description. So instead, today I wanted to look ahead. I'm going to be breaking down how Suzuka is likely to shape the next 3 champions meetings following CM7, what we might expect for the upcoming metas, and what this all means for global CM moving forward. Alright, let's get started. Now, the strength of fronts may be hard to gauge right now due to Christmas Ogre coming out in the future. She has a basically guaranteed excel that can be timed to have both carryover into the endgame for velocity and also acceleration, as well as stamina recovery. There's a lot in her kit, and it makes it extremely powerful. But regardless of her existence, Suzuka will still serve as a tool to define a lobby and possibly even aid Ogre as well. Alright, let's start with CM8. So looking forward, it's going to be Ari McKinnon. It's Nakayama Turf, 2500. So it's a long course, but it's not really a long because it's 2500 meters. The stamina requirements is going to be less than Taurus was. It's going to be very easy. No murmurs, no good debuffers except for Manhattan Cafe's stamina siphon, but even then, that's minimal. You're going to be fine. It's a right track, so Suzuka won't have left-handed. It's firm, winter, and sunny. Firm meaning less stamina drain. CM7, we saw what having wet turf does to your Uma stamina. It's going to be... the stamina requirement for CM8 looking forward is going to be pretty comparable to CM7, even though it's 500 meters longer. Alright. The Excel options are going to be for front angling. Angling is going to be extremely good. You're going to be good with angling. Pace, Christmas Ogre. As I just talked about, Christmas Ogre is going to be extremely good. And Suzuka is going to be able to set the pace of the lobby higher so that she's going to be even further in front of the lates and ends. But I still feel that ends and lates are going to really struggle to catch up to Suzuka's because of her making the pace of the lobby faster, stretching out the lobby, and it's a log, so they're going to really lag behind. But Ogre, I think she'll have a really good chance on this track. It's a long, she's going to want the recoveries. Her ult is going to be very, very, very strong. For CM8, since it's a month out, I just wanted to show this, because Smart Falcon is by Oshi. I decided to make Long Falcon. These are very, very rough. These are just 2 runs that I hit where I hit Long S on Falcon. I know this one doesn't have Take the Lead, this one doesn't have Swinging Maestro. I don't know if they live yet, but yeah, I wanted to have fun. Anyways, CM9. Now CM9. This CM, I believe, just from theory crafting, that Suzuka is going to be an absolute menace. Now the reasoning for this, there's a lot of reasons. Her entire kit is almost perfect for this CM. She's going to have left-handed, she's going to have concentration, she's going to have Victoria per plancha for good reliable acceleration, she's going to have Take the Lead in groundwork, which will put her ahead of the entire pack immediately out the gate, setting a very strong pace. And the only excels for pace and late is looking like it's going to be Highlander, Guts, on your left, and No Stopping Me. It's going to be really rough for those positions. Christmas Ogre, guess her ult technically works here, but she needs 3 recoveries. Now, Why is that bad for 1200? Because you can literally live with 0 stamina. This Suzuka, you can see, doesn't die before the end with 0 stamina, 1000 guts. You can do guts build perfectly fine on this CM. So you can allocate the stats you put into stamina into power and wit instead. This is going to be an absolute menace. Prudent dodging danger also going to be very, very good on this CM. Why? Because Prudent, even if it goes off late, it's not going to be going off late by much. And Danger Sense is stronger on shorter tracks. Why is this? Because Danger Sense doesn't scale with the length of a track. It's going to be the same strength on a short track as it is a long track. Even stronger even, because Prudent is less likely to go off late. And the corner starts late enough into the mid game that even if your Prudent goes off at the latest it possibly could, you'll still have enough time to swing in, even if you miss it too. Alright, another reason why Suzuka I think is going to be extremely strong. It's only going to be Victoria Porplancha and Highlander for the excels, but because Victoria Porplancha is second and first place, this means if there's another Suzuka in the lobby, you're almost guaranteed to duel with her. So you'll have guaranteed acceleration and velocity going into the endgame from Suzuka from Guts, which you easily get. She has 20% speed growth, 10% Guts growth. What does this mean? It's going to be extremely easy to do a Guts build. To all you Guts baxers out there, this Sprint CM is for you, if you have Suzuka, of course. Ends, they have strong Excel, they have Spurt, they have No Stopping Me, they have Guts as well. But the strongest straightaway Spurt user is going to be Taishin. Getting her up to Sprint A, Sprint S, whatever you want it to be, it's going to be extremely hard for this CM. Especially since nobody has good Sprint Sparks unless you've been farming it for a while. This CM, it's going to be Suzuka Fest, I'm telling you. That's what I'm expecting. But CM10, alright, this CM, I think it's going to have a lot of variety in the case of specific Umas. It's a Dirt CM, the first Dirt CM we've had on Global. New Year's Haru Urara is going to come out, so for all you Haru Urara Oshis, she's going to be there. She's going to be good finally. Good old. Christmas Ogre. It's a dirt track. It's not a sprint. It's going to be fine to buy some recoveries on her, and she'll have good end game. 777 won't work very well, but you'll be able to, it'll be good. Agnes Digital, she's gonna finally be able to use this gold skill, Lead the Charge. It's lane movement speed and acceleration. It's gonna be very good. Think about No Stopping Me, but Agnes Digital, and you don't need to be trapped behind somebody. It is a phase random, so it is slightly gamble, but it's gonna take a while to reach your max speed regardless into the end game since it's so short. So it's gonna be strong. It's gonna be very strong. So what does this mean? Oh, also Smart Falcon by Oshi. She's gonna be here. She's gonna be good. She's gonna be able to use trending in the charts finally. Also, Danger Sense, extremely real on this track. Look at this straight. You're good. Alright. It's gonna be a left. It's gonna be firm. It's gonna be winter. It's gonna be sunny. I believe this is JBC, I think. I think that's the G1 that it's based off of. Don't quote me on that. But yeah. Smart Falcon is going to be very good at boosting up your other fronts and also being able to catch up to your Suzuka. Bringing Suzuka to this CM, you probably don't even need to max out the dirt to A. You really are going to be bringing her for this higher top early speed to accelerate your other fronts. You can make her a good ace. I mean, she has left-handed, she has a lot of good skills for this. It's just, it's going to be harder. So you can use her as a booster and a rabbit for your other fronts. Smart Falcon's ult, it's going to go off early game. We all know this. We remember it from, I think it was CM3, where she was extremely strong because she just denied the other fronts because she was able to get in front early game. And she's also going to have trending in the charts. This is a gold skill that's very good for Smart Falcon because her ult, the conditions for her ult basically means that if her ult goes off, the gold also will probably go off. So she's going to have Excel from her ult, velocity from her ult, and velocity from trending in the charts. She's just gonna zoom forward extremely fast. Lates, Other than Agnes Digital, I think will struggle extremely because the only other options is really No Stopping Me and Highlander for this track. It's pretty rough, to be honest, for lates. Medjuro Dober doesn't work because it'll go off mid-game. But I do think that in these Umas that are here, there's going to be good variety. Alright, so looking past CM10, what's going to come after that? Make a new track. Now, unless they do something completely funky with Grand Live releasing it at the same time or skipping Mant or whatever it is, Suzuka will be dead during Mant. This is because, in Mant, there are no secret events. They're completely disabled. Character-specific events don't work. So you won't be able to get Runaway at all on Suzuka unless you run her in Ahura. So you would be running an Ahura-statted Suzuka in Mant-statted lobbies and just lose. She can work to pace up your fronts, but even then is going to be weaker than just running other fronts. And I think this is going to especially be the case because of the 1.5 anniversary race changes. Now, we're not supposed to get this during the first anniversary, during Mant, but I think, judging by the fact that we got the first anniversary at the half anniversary, they might push this up. So I figure it's worth looking at early. So, the first thing that they change is the way Pacemaker works. They make it more ambiguous, and instead of just being the first place Uma among the most forward strategy, it's more ambiguous. It's not exactly like that. Lucky Pace is a little bit more difficult to figure out. But it'll mostly work out to be the same because of Pace Up EX mode. This makes it so that basically, if you're behind a position, you shouldn't be behind. So if like a pace is behind a late, and the pace should be the lucky setter normally, it'll go into Pace Up EX mode and try and pass the late. Alright, these two, not very important, not very game changing. They're just good quality of lives. They make lucky setter feel better. Now, Pace Down mode. This one's going to be a big one, especially for late and end. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but your late might be in front of the pack by a large margin, and then all of a sudden go zooming all the way back to the behind the ends. When everybody's saying Umastan is going to be OP, Umastan is great, Highlander is good, because you'll be in front of the ends, and then you just see your Uma go back to the back, this will mostly fix it. Before this change, when you go into Pace Down mode, you get a 0.915x multiplier applied to your speed stat. This means you'll go zooming back. This is a very, very strong modifier. It's reduced to 0.945. So it'll take longer, and you'll have more of a chance of not going too far back. Not only this, but they also change the way that the maximum distance is calculated. It's changed to an interpolation function. What this means is basically, beforehand, it would take where you are, if you're too close, if your minimum distance to the front runner is too close, or the pace setter, sorry, is too close, you'll go zooming back to the maximum distance, right? So you'll go from all the way up here, the other ends are probably right around here, other lates are probably right around here, you'll go zooming all the way back to here. You're just screwed, you're behind, right? After this change though, not only will you move back slower, but the maximum distance is actually halfway. So instead, when you're too close to the fronts, you'll just go back to where the other ends and lates probably are. So you won't be completely set back, completely behind the ends and lates, you'll be somewhere in the middle. It's a lot more forgiving. And it's a lot more forgiving, especially because of the Conserve power and release update. Now this mode, I think this is going to be extremely nice. All right, looking forward. Now, we don't have to get into this right now, but this looks very, very complicated, and I mean, it kind of is. But when it's boiled down to its most basic form, it's guaranteed excel during the late race for every single position. This guaranteed excel is based off of your power stat, which also takes into consideration your skills. So you'll want to probably max your power to increase your base, your power stat to give you more acceleration during late game. So the way that this mechanic works is basically as the race goes on, when you're in position, keep pace down. So when you're paced down, when you're moving back towards the pack because you were too far forward, more forgiving, remember, you're going to charge up a new secret variable, the Conserve power. And when you're in position, keep normal. So when you're just running with the pack, you're not too far forward, you're also going to gain more of this secret variable. This secret variable can also be decreased from lead competition and rushed. So who does this affect the most? Frontrunners. It's not too high of a decrease. It's 0.915. It's not too important. 0.8. But it is a nerf-ish to frontrunners. It's made up for because they have a stronger guaranteed excel, but they're not going to be charging up conserved power very high because they're not going to be paced down very often because they're not going to pace down. Frontrunners don't pace down. All right. So if you get enough of this secret variable, conserved power, you're going to gain acceleration at the start of the last spurt. This acceleration you gain is going to be based off your power stat, the distance of the race, as well as the strategy you're running. Frontrunners have a generally higher coefficient for the strategy distance coefficient, but they're not going to be charging up this conserved power as high. In addition to this, it's also going to be not as important for frontrunners. Why is this? It's because late surgers and end closers benefit much more heavily from acceleration. They have a higher top speed, so acceleration is less diminishing the more you have. This mechanic will guarantee that they get to their top speed faster more often. They're going to be able to pass the frontrunners more often. This is going to be an extremely good mechanic for the lates and ends. It's going to be very nice. In this graph, I graphed, this is the power stat. I don't know how high this actually goes, to be honest, but I'm going to say you're probably going to be around 1300, 1400. I don't know. This is me guessing, but looking at it, it's pretty consistent between all of the strategies. Frontrunners have a little bit more, but they're not going to be benefiting from it as much. All right. So yeah, they're going to get around 3 seconds of guaranteed acceleration. It's going to be very nice. It's going to be a good mechanic. I'm looking forward to seeing what this does to the meta, and my Tamamo Cross is going to like this, I bet. Anyways, that's going to be what we're looking at for the future. Suzuka's going to be good in CM9, trust me. She's going to be good for CM8 and TED 2 if you want to control your lobby and get consistent results. And yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.